Episode 40 first.
As Quinn watched the blonde man in the video, he noticed several traits straight out of fantasy novels. Ghostly pale skin, striking beauty, and piercing red eyes. Everything pointed to the man being a vampire. If that's true, then why did he say I was one of them? Am I already a vampire? This is getting worse by the second. However, something else bothered Quinn. The blonde man didn't know how much time had passed. Had this video been recorded long ago? Was the man even alive anymore? For now, Quinn set those questions aside. He had no way to answer them yet. The video continued. The blonde man turned toward Quinn.
I will now demonstrate a set of skills that you should be able to perform at your level. Our kind and our abilities work best when we use a weapon that covers our hands.
The man took a fighting stance.
I will cover 2 sets of basic moves. It's up to you to learn them and figure out how to use them in fights. If you forget, feel free to open up your system at any time and watch these videos again.
Quinn tried to act like he wasn't looking at a specific spot. He imagined it would look suspicious to anyone else in the room who couldn't see the vampire. The blonde man shifted in place.
The first move is a defensive move. I call it Flash Stop. To perform this, you will need at least 15 points of agility.
The man crouched down and moved to another corner of the room in an instant. At the same time, an afterimage of him appeared. Quinn's eyes widened. He had no idea he could do something like that. The blonde man smiled at Quinn.
Now this skill uses up a lot of stamina. Even if you have enough agility points to perform this, be careful not to wear yourself out. I would only use it when avoiding a fatal blow. Although the move is fast, it can only move you up to 5 meters.
Quinn saw how useful the move would have been in his last fight against Loop. He could have dodged multiple attacks if he'd had something like that. Unfortunately, Quinn's agility stat wasn't high enough to practice it yet. The man resumed his stance.
The next skill I will show you is Hammer Strike.
He lifted his right foot and stomped down hard. At the same time, he pulled back his left arm and threw a powerful punch with his right in a smooth, flowing motion. The air itself seemed to ripple. The vampire smiled.
Pretty cool, right? You will need at least 15 strength to use this move. That's all for now. When you're ready, the next set of tutorials will unlock. If you want a slower, more detailed explanation, you'll find these saved in your system. Good luck, my friend.
The video ended. Quinn opened his system. A new tab appeared. Quinn noticed that it was called Tutorial. Just as the man had said, the system provided detailed versions of the videos. What's this? I can even activate a version with commentary? That's insane. How big was their budget? Still, I can't complain. This is almost too good to be true. Quinn wondered who the vampire was. The man clearly knew about the system. Did that mean he was the author of the book Quinn's parents had left him? But Quinn had no memory of ever meeting anyone like him. Quinn barely remembered his parents. Still, for the first time, Quinn was thankful for the system. At first, it felt like a burden. There were too many drawbacks. However, at this moment, it felt like a gift. Quinn watched the Hammer Strike video a couple of times. He technically had the stats to perform it, even if it was only when he wore the gauntlets. Quinn wasn't sure if it counted, but it was worth trying. However, as Quinn watched the video, Leo approached him. Leo put a hand on Quinn's shoulder.
Quinn, I'm afraid I have some bad news.
2 guards appeared behind Leo. Quinn didn't get a chance to ask any questions. Leo's hand tightened on Quinn's shoulder.
I'm afraid you will have to follow these men. They have a few questions they would like to ask you. Don't worry, I will be coming too.
The guards moved forward. One grabbed Quinn, while the other grabbed Leo. Students stopped what they were doing. They came to watch. Hey, what's going on over there? Another student stepped forward. Is Quinn being taken somewhere? Leo smiled at the classroom.
Students, we shall be back in a little while. Please, continue to work on your forms. If I find any of you slacking or breaking the rules, you know the consequences.
Leo and Quinn were teleported into a small square room. There were no windows. A hooded guard sat on one side of a table with an empty chair across from her. Standing behind the guard was a general. The general gestured to the chair.
Please, sit.
Quinn sat in the chair. He knew nothing good could come of this. The general grinned.
Don't look so nervous, son. As long as you have nothing to hide, you'll be fine.
A million thoughts raced through Quinn's mind. Had they discovered his ability? Were they about to force him to surrender it? Maybe Loop told the school that Quinn killed Brandon. Was Quinn about to be punished? Quinn tried his best to calm down. However, it felt impossible. As he sat, Quinn felt like his heart was about to jump out of his chest. Leo smiled to himself.
Boy, calm down. I think everyone hears your heartbeat.
The general pulled a tablet from his pocket.
Before we begin, I would like to inform you of a few things. A student by the name of Brandon Richardson passed away recently. Your teacher here informed me that he and another student named Frank attacked you during combat classes yesterday. Frank was also admitted to the hospital late last night.
So, it's about Brandon's death after all. The evidence does look pretty damning. The general flicked through the tablet.
We have no leads on what happened, so we came to you. It's hard to believe someone without an ability could pull this off, but there's always a way. The woman across from you can detect lies. Cooperate with her.
The hooded figure moved. Place your hand over mine. Quinn did as he was told. He felt a calm wash over him.
An ability has been detected. Unable to block the user's ability.
The woman looked deep into Quinn's eyes. Now tell me, did you kill Brandon Richardson last night? Quinn felt like he was floating. His mouth tasted funny.
No, I did not.
The woman held his hand for a moment longer. Then she let it go. He's telling the truth. Leo visibly relaxed.
As I said, I couldn't believe he would do something like this. How would it even be possible? He's only a level 1.
The general took off his hat in frustration, placing it on the table.
It looks like we no longer have any leads. It's a shame, but accidents like this happen from time to time. It is expected. I'm sorry for wasting your time. Feel free to head back to class.
With the questioning over, the two guards grabbed Leo and Quinn. Moments later, they appeared in the weapons hall. Leo exhaled with relief.
Boy, your heartbeat was starting to make me think you were hiding something. I'm glad you're not the culprit. I would have lost a promising student.
Leo moved on, circling the room and offering tips to other students. Layla approached Quinn. What happened? Is everything okay? Quinn tried to smile. Yeah, for now, at least. He explained the interrogation. Layla's eyes widened at the news of Brandon's death, but she looked relieved that Quinn was cleared. As she processed it, her brows furrowed. Hey, Quinn. You might not like what I'm about to say, but do you think Vorden is responsible? Quinn's mouth felt dry. He hadn't thought about it until now. What makes you say that? Did something happen between Vorden and Brandon? Layla rolled her eyes, as though his question was silly. No, but don't you think it's weird Vorden approached you in the first place? He's a level 5, and you're just a level 1. And when Vorden attacked me the other day, he kept shouting about you. Quinn shook his head. That makes no sense. Why would Vorden care that much about me? We barely know each other. Why would he kill for me? Layla gave it some thought. You're right. Even if he's crazy, he's not stupid. He wouldn't kill somebody for no reason. They returned to their combat drones. Quinn tried focusing on the hammer strike technique, but he couldn't concentrate. Layla's words echoed in his mind. There were no suspects, and Vorden had acted strangely more than once. Why wasn't Vorden in his room last night? I got back pretty late. Even if he went out to look for me, he should have been back earlier. Where did he go? Combat class ended. Layla and Quinn stuck together. Both wanted to experiment with his ability. Quinn hoped to find a way to resist sunlight. Layla, of course, wanted to know if she could become a vampire. As they walked out of the weapons hall, they noticed something strange. Other first-year students stood around, blocking their path. Quinn looked over the crowd. He spotted second-year students shouting at the first-years. The message was simple. Go to the assembly hall. Layla bit her lip, nervous. What is going on? Quinn sighed. I have no idea. The second years were more powerful, so the first years didn't dare argue. Even first-year students with higher levels obeyed, nervous about what might happen if they didn't. Around 100 first years packed the assembly hall. Not a single teacher in sight, just second years. On stage, the curtains were down. In front of them stood Mono. Mono waved. Welcome! Today, we have a special message to all you first years. You see, there has been someone creating trouble for us. He thought he could go against the system that has been around for years in this school. I am here to tell you that this is what happens to those who do not obey. Mono pulled down on a piece of string. The curtains moved away, revealing a student tied to a large log. The student was bloody, with bruises everywhere. They had clearly beaten him to a pulp. Quinn's eyes widened. Vorden!